I've hiked to the top of this ridge because I wanted to talk about the fact that where I am right now is somewhat of a convergence of 3 geologic provinces. So to start, you can kind of see off in this direction, we've got the Mojave, all that flat area and those mountains out there. And then off in this direction, we're at the very southern end of the Sierra Nevadas. So off in that direction, you get the Sierra Nevadas. And then in this direction becomes the Basin and Range geologic province. And actually in this direction is Death Valley, which I realized from my campsite I could see Telescope Peak, which is a peak in Death Valley. I was actually on the other side of Telescope Peak a few weeks ago to see Lake Manly, but this time I could see it from the west side. And it's really cool that I could actually see Death Valley from there, because another interesting historical fact, I guess, about this place is that it is tied to the Death Valley 49ers. And if you don't know what the Death Valley 49ers are, basically these two parties, Bennett Arcane Party and the Jayhawk Party, were trying to head west from Utah as part of the gold rush. So they ended up leaving from Salt Lake City, but on an attempt to take a shortcut, they actually got lost in Death Valley and they came to the Panamint Range and kind of got stranded because they couldn't find a way through those mountains. And so the Jayhawkers decided that they would abandon their wagons and hike through the mountains. And eventually they found the prehistoric trade route that ran through here. And that's what they used to make their way around kind of the south end of the Sierra Nevadas. The Bennett Arcane family, they ended up just stopping where they were in Death Valley and setting up camp. And they sent 2 party members ahead to hike through and find help. I believe they thought that the Panamint Range was the Sierras, and so they thought they just needed to get someone to the other side and there would be help, but obviously that wasn't the case. And so the 2 people that they sent ahead had to cross the Panamint Range, come through here, head south until they could finally find help and come back and rescue the rest of the family, which I believe when they returned, the things were getting pretty dire at the camp because obviously they only had so many supplies. But yeah, so that is just another interesting fact about this place and like all the history that is tied to it.